Whithelm to do the ball game. This is the men's game. The women's game was an exciting game, a 1-point Central victory, which I think gets them into first place and stays in first place. They will win the Southern Division of the Hart Conference. Now we've got men's action. Central 19-9, 10-7 overall. MidAmerica 15-12, 10-7 overall. And this is a game for second place, as we're going to pop those up on the screen for you. As here come the Hart standings. They're right there on the screen for you. You can see in the Southern Division, Evangel comfortably ahead, and with 2 wins over Central, they would have the tiebreaker on CMU. But 10-7 and 10-7, the winner of this, according to Coach Sherman, he believes the winner of this will get an automatic berth to the NAIA tournament. So it's a big game for the Eagles as they want to win this. If MidAmerica beats them, they would have the season series, will have won both ball games. So big ball game for both sides. As you can see, the standings as we understand it, and this is how it's been explained to me, the top 3 teams from each division make the playoffs, and then the next 2 teams with the best record get in. It's not 4 from each side. It's the top 3 plus 2 more. And if it ends up the way this is right now, you're going to have 5 teams from the South.
Yep.
And that's the way it's going to be with the women as well. There are going to be 5 teams from the South in the women's bracket as well. And the advantage of coming in second is you get 2 home games in the conference tournament. So that's what Central's playing for, is 2 home games. If they get third, they're not going to get 2 home games. They're going to get 1 home game. And those games start for the men. They're the 23rd and the 25th. The women are on the 24th and the 26th. And then I know that the school is trying to get the national tournament, get one of the pods. They've expanded to 62 teams or 64 teams or whatever it is, but 64 teams. So there are 16 4-team pods, and Central's trying to get to be a host of one of those pods on both men and women's side. And that would include a Friday night doubleheader with the 2 winners turning around, then playing Saturday to move on to the final 16 in the national tournament. So that's where we stand right now. Important ball game. The women's game was important.
Yep. Hey, Charlie Brown, thanks so much for having us, certainly me. And, hey, congratulations, Mike Davis. Great coach, big win. Had a chance to watch a very, very entertaining, exciting finish to that basketball game. And now so we flipped the page to the boys and didn't realize just how important this basketball game is. You know, you mentioned a lot of things besides the conference and the home, but the automatic bid and the possibility of a pod, just some amazing things to be playing for in mid-February as this conference season comes to a close.
Yeah, and Central, quite frankly, hasn't had a game like this in a number of years this late in the season to where it mattered that much. So let's see how they play. According to Coach Sherman, everybody who's eligible and okay is playing tonight. So nobody's out based on COVID or anything else. So it's play your best basketball tonight. For MidAmerica, they beat Central at MidAmerica earlier by the score of 64-61. Rocky Lamar, they used to put the number of years that the coaches had been the head coach at the school, and they quit doing that. Sherman, 38, 39 years as the head coach here, and Rocky Lamar is more than that, correct?
Rocky was coaching my senior year here. He took over the helm at MidAmerica my senior year, so that would be 39 to 40 years he's been at the helm at MidAmerica.
So 2, we'll call them veteran coaches.
Great coaches on top of that.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. I think how fitting to be here at Puckett tonight playing for, as you mentioned, so many things that will come into postseason play. It's just it's what it's all about.
And both coaches played at their alma mater that they're now coaching for. Yeah. So very familiar with all of it is Rocky Lamar over at the MidAmerica side, and Jeff Sherman here on the Central side as well. As we get ready to go, we'll have the starting lineups for you. They posted them up on the scoreboard, so we'll go over those for you real quickly. For MidAmerica, number 0, yep, that's what's up there. 6'7", senior forward Cameron Brady from Salt Lake City, Utah. Number 3, Trey Brown, a 5'11", senior guard out of Topeka, Kansas. Number 13, Jake Alexander, a 6'5", junior guard from McPherson, Kansas. Number 23, Caleb Jones-McCrary, a 6'8", sophomore forward from Raytown, Missouri. and number 25, Anthony Brown, a 6'5 junior guard from Ottawa, Kansas. So they got a lot of size on their end of it with a 6'8 and a 6'7 on the floor. For Central, they will go with their normal starting lineup of Tim Cameron, a 6'4 senior guard from Norcross, Georgia. Number 10, Trent Lyles, a 6-foot guard out of Sedalia, Missouri. He's a sophomore. Number 11, Isaiah May, a 6'5 sophomore guard out of Belleville, Illinois. Number 20, Jonathan Brown, a 6'3 sophomore guard out of London, England. And number 23, Fodi Kamara, a 6'6 senior forward out of Queens, New York. They're going to turn the lights off on us here in a second, but they're not turning off our lights. They're turning off everybody else's, so we'll have light here. They've brought a spotlight up here, and they're going to shine it on the Central side.
No problem up here. I've been told my lights have been out for a long time, to be honest with you, Charlie.
I've had a lot of people who have wanted to put my lights out for a while. But
I kind of look at stuff before we introduce folks. And
go right ahead.
These teams, you look at Central, and one of the things I think consistently throughout this entire year is defensively. And we look at they're giving up 66 points per game, and that's really good, certainly at this level, scoring 75. On the flip side, this Mid-Am team has been scoring 80 points in the conference. Team that likes to get up and down the floor. Another thing I noticed looking at the stats, Dan and Charlie, is 6 players from Mid-Am are averaging double figures. So we're looking at a team that likes to score and a team that's very balanced. They shoot the ball well from both the 3-point and the 2-point line. But you think about Central Methodist's strengths besides the points for some of their players, but they really take a lot of pride on the defensive end. It should be a really entertaining game to watch tonight.
As you said, they give up 66. Mid-Am gives up 73 a game. So they're not as driven defensively. And I've heard Coach Sherman on many occasions tell his players, we are not going to win basketball games scoring 60 points. So they have to be able to get up and down the floor a little bit and get after it.
That may be true historically for Central and Coach Sherman's teams, but this year Coach Fox and I have had a chance to come over to several games. This is probably the best defensive team I've seen that he's had in years. They can really defend the ball and have done a nice job on the defensive end.
Well, to your point, I couldn't agree with you more, but it also gives you a chance when you're not scoring the basketball.
Exactly.
Keeps you in the game, and we've seen that. You and I certainly have seen some games. Certainly, Charlie, we follow you, on this network as well, and this basketball team takes a lot of pride in that. It's one of the reasons they're in the position they're in tonight.
One of the other things they do is they rebound the basketball.
Yes.
If you look at the stats, Central has 277 more rebounds than their opponents have had. And if you count that over a 27-28 games, that's basically 10 rebounds a game difference.
Yeah, and also most of those are defensive, but certainly offensive. Anytime you get an offensive rebound, as you know, it's an extra possession, an extra opportunity to score. So that's a great stat that favors the Eagles.
I told you they were going to turn the spotlight out, or turn the lights out and do the spotlight. This is a new thing that they have going on. Again, this is the next to last game. Saturday is their last regular season game. They will host Missouri Valley. As I look to see Central beat Valley at Valley by 7 earlier on. But this is a game that for basically second place in the conference. And I say that, I guess that there is a way for Missouri Valley to win 2 ball games. Nope, they're way down at the bottom. It would have to be Benedictine, and Central holds the tiebreaker over them with 2 wins. Trent Lyles, 6-foot guard out of Sacred Heart High School in Sedalia. Jumps very well. Did an 8-man football game for them that Sacred Heart plays. He was the quarterback, defensive back, punt returner, kickoff returner, and he had touchdowns doing all of those things.
Quite the athlete.
Yeah. If you've never seen an 8-man football game, you got to go watch. The field is 80 yards long instead of 100, and it's narrower. And it's up and down. Comes Fodi Kamara out. He is there. He's the man that makes them go. He is on the boards, playing defense, stealing the basketball. He gets a lot of tip balls and tips things away. Two coaches shake hands in midcourt.
Absolutely. Touching with a hug, little touching moment there. Certainly Coach Lamar being his last season, and two legends in the Heart of America Conference. Two legends.
So it'll be Caleb Jones, McCrary, from Raytown, Missouri, which is where my son lives, in Raytown. Nope, he lives in Ray Moore. Thought I should go for figuring that out.
Yeah, the first part, right?
Well, Ray. That's about as far as I get. I'm half right again, David. Half right. Isaiah May to jump against him, and we're just about set to go. First half of play. And Anthony Brown with the ball. Anthony Brown, Trey Brown, and Jonathan Brown on the floor. So I could say Brown and be right 30% of the time. And there's an offensive foul called immediately. Caleb Jones McCrary. First foul on him.
It's kind of an odd foul off the ball, Charlie. It was kind of weird. Without a replay, couldn't really tell, but certainly we'll take it.
I'm going to guess it was a pick.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was on the pick or away from the ball.
Right.
Cameron's down, turnover. Anthony Brown with the ball, right down the lane, and Fodi Kamara picks up a foul. And if he gets in foul trouble, that is a problem for Central. He is their leading rebounder.
Well, we talked about Mid-Am liking to score points. We saw right here very early in this basketball game how they like to push the pace, looking to try to score in transition any chance they can.
Didn't let that defense get set.
Yep.
He was in the right spot, but he just couldn't get set to take that charge.
Kamara has 58 more rebounds than anybody on Central. He has 212 rebounds.
An absolute nose for the ball.
And not afraid to go stick it in there and find where he can get it out. May, Cameron. May, he's been shooting the ball really well. That one's way off the mark. He had his career high, I think, at Benedictine. Had 6 threes and 20 points, I believe. This is Cameron Brady. Brown tries to cut through. Jonathan Brown almost steals it, but up and in. Anthony Brown averaging 18.1. As David said, 6 players in double figures for MidAmerica. Kamara, May, Brown, their leading scorer, inside to Kamara, up underneath, lays it up and in as he found his way under the basket all by himself.
Nice offensive possession that time by the Eagles. Got the ball side to side, little pick and roll action. Great pass that time by Brown.
Jones McCrary, Brady. Back to Jones McCrary. Bounce pass, kick called. Stay with Mid-Am. Do you think we'll see either coach sit down during this game? I'd like to have a pedometer on Coach Sherman to see how much he travels during a game. And there's a pass awry. Kamara's got it.
Good pass.
That away.
To Isaiah May, up and in.
Good defense leaves good offense. Nice job that time by the Eagles.
Got a little international flavor to the team. And there's Kamara. Like I tell you, he's in the middle of everything. And there's a travel.
You know, when May caused that, I think he was kind of thinking he had a nice little 6-7 footer that time. Great effort, great hustle by Mays to get back into play. Yeah. I think he had a lot to do with that turnover.
Lyle, May, Brown from London, England. Back to May. Cameron to the hoop. Underneath, scoop shot, good. Tim Cameron averaging 12 a game. Trey Brown with it. Got a mismatch somewhere. That would be Cameron inside against Jones McCrary. There it is right there. Kamara comes over, but not soon enough. Can't block the shot.
A little slow to recover that time, Dan.
Yeah.
The backside.
Jones McCrary, pretty athletic for a 6'7", 6'8" individual.
He's pretty long.
Yeah.
Lyles, Brown gets his first shot of the ball game and hits it. Jonathan Brown, 35.5% three-point shooter. 45% from the floor in general. Brady with a three, scoops out. Kamara with a rebound.
Nice.
Kamara puts it up and in.
Central scoring out of their offense, scoring in rhythm. Shots are coming in rhythm. They're kind of in a really good offensive flow here early in this game.
No doubt. Kamara is active on both ends.
He was out sick, and they struggled when he was not in a lineup.
I didn't see that.
Brown to the hoop. Floater comes up short. May with a rebound, gets it to Cameron. He runs the team. He's going to take it right to the hoop, kick it out corner. Lyles steps through instead to the hoop. Off the glass, too hard. Brady with a rebound. And a turnover, and Brown's going to take it in, and you better get on him in a hurry. He likes to dunk left-handed.
I like the way he was trying to time that. Defender was trying to time that.
Absolutely. I think
half court.
He thought he had him set up
He
for
did.
a block.
Not tonight.
Yeah. Brown's got another little gear when he gets around the basket.
Absolutely.
Awesome play.
We'll show you that in a little bit at the next dead ball. There's the shot, turn around and in. And we got a timeout call, so let's take a look at it. We got two different looks at it, so let's do that. Let's do this. Let's put that one up. Here comes the steal.
He was measuring him up, wasn't he?
He sure was.
First of all, it's a great steal, and we talk about offensive efficiency so far for the Eagles here early in the first half, but defensively got several steals, and as you mentioned, do such a great job rebounding.
Yeah, he comes into the picture late there, but you see it is there as well. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Two great shots there. Great play by Brown.
He likes to dunk. He likes to go at it with his left hand.
Yeah, we're up here sitting with a guy that liked to do that back in the day, Charlie. Mr. Wilhelm had a couple of those.
Quentin was dunking back in school.
He was quite the dunker.
I had the pleasure of watching Mr. Wilhelm play basketball here, and it was a privilege to do that.
I don't know if the word posterized or whatever you call it was
That's what it is.
Popular back then, but trust me, there were many.
Brown with a jumper. Sawulu into the game, tips it around but can't get the rebound. And Pedro Lopez into the game, 6'7" from Brazil, has the rebound. This is Drew Smith from Kansas City. Brady, Lopez, Brown. Scoop shot up and in over Tom Sawulu. Say hi to the families over in London. Let's see, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning over there, and you're watching. I know that. Cameron, bump to the hoop, blocked, gets it back. Won't deter him in the least. May with a three on the way and hits it.
Big bucket. We talked about Cameron, nice drive, a lot of contact, but there you go. Offensive rebound. Nice kick out, stayed in the play. Nice kick out to May for a wide open three.
Brady, Brown, Lopez, back to Brady, fell away jumper, scoops out no good. Sawulu with a rebound. Tom's got a grandpa. Tom Sawulu's grandpa's nickname was Big Tom. He has lost that nickname now. And there's Sawulu called with an offensive foul, and Lopez took the brunt of that and the fall on top of him at the end.
You can tell there's some scouting. Certainly Coach Lamar, great coach.
Yeah.
Big Tom being left-handed. As soon as he caught it, went to his right shoulder, favoring his left hand. Great defensive position that time by Mid-Am.
Big Tom is listed at 6'8", 245. And I think that's a couple of biscuits off. Trey Brown. Double team all the way across to Brady. Going to take it to the hoop underneath. Has his shot blocked by Cameron, but ends up with it back in his hand. Brown comes up with a three, no good. Lyles is going to push it out of there. Jonathan Brown kicks it. Saved by Trey Brown, and back up the floor comes Drew Smith. Anthony Brown tries a shot, misses, but he'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
You talked about the McCrary kid. Certainly this kid also, Brown from Mid-Am, in attack mode. They get that basketball. Mid-Am does a nice job pitching ahead, passing ahead, and once those kids catch it on the wing, man, they're real aggressive. So that time, real aggressive to the basket. Get a chance to get to the free throw line.
Where he is an 80% free throw shooter. Marcus Anthony checks into the game.
Marcus Anthony came on board around Christmas. Is that right, Charlie Brown?
At the end of first semester, yep.
Gotcha. Played here last year for a while,
Played
correct?
here last year,
Okay.
left, went to State Fair Community College, and then they're coming back here and being eligible to play second semester. From Helias, your stomping grounds.
Yes, absolutely. Remember him well. Great player.
Always found a way to get to the hoop. Lyles. Jaden McGrew into the ball game, and that was him with the ball right there. That's him with the ball. He's a lefty, and he wants to go to the hoop. Kamara has it knocked out of his hands, but they say it went off of him out of bounds. 16-10.
Last couple possessions, a little careless on the drive with the dribble, but
Lopez to Brown. He's going to want to shoot. He has more shots on the team than anybody, but that's not going to be a surprise, I don't think. McGrew, foul by Lopez. Lopez helps pick him back up.
You know, Dan talked about a couple of those careless turnovers. We talked about this before, Charlie. As long as you defend, as Central is, limiting them to one shot, getting the rebound, you know what, next play, continue to get back in, try to get back into an offensive flow. And we've seen that so much by this Eagle team this year.
Yeah, they contest almost every shot. There's nothing easy unless it's a turnover and a run out. Kamara, that's outside his range. He is a 50% shooter from the floor. There's several times that he will miss his shot, get a rebound, and make the second one, get his 50% shooting, and then also pick up an extra rebound. Anthony with the steal. Lyles. McGrew on the side, not a three-point shooter, wants to drive to the hoop, skips as they're slipping around quite a bit out there right now.
Danny talked about just a little careless, some unforced turnovers. You always hate to see that.
maybe trying to force a little bit too much there and instead of letting it come to him.
Trey Brown across half court. Jones McCrary to Brown, up and in, comes up a little gimpy like he got stepped on.
You know, it's just a nice isolation of the post that time by Mid-Am. Central's coming with a double from the top. Anthony that time on the backside. It's his rotation to try to make sure he's got that backside sealed. Just a little late getting there. Easy two that time by Mid-Am.
Cameron. Anthony. Cameron again. 4 on the shot clock. He'll go to the lane, put a shot up. Doesn't draw anything. And a foul called after the shot. Because now they're going to talk about it.
I'm not sure what that was.
I'm
not either.
Guess it was a technical, guys.
It seemed like it was a pretty quick tee.
Yep. Quick whistle anyway, right?
It is a technical, and we'll see who that's called on.
He may have thought he got fouled on that drive and shot.
There was contact.
Yeah.
I thought, too.
Technicals called on Cameron. Anthony Brown at the free throw line, 80% free throw shooter. First one good, 16-13 Eagles, as they've not scored for a little while. It's a 5-0 run for MidAmerica.
You need to get a stop here. You know, Kevin, when Coach Lamar called that timeout, it was 13-6 at about the 15-minute mark. Central was in a really good flow, both ends of the floor, and as you mentioned, 5-0 run, now 6-0 run here by Mid-Am. With about 11 minutes remaining. So.
With the ball. This is Jake Alexander. Jones McCrary. Trey Brown. Smith. Everybody's touched it now. Back in the side of McCrary. They're going to try and get the ball out of his hands. Trey Brown with 4. Jumper on the way, top of the backboard, and shot clock went off, but Kamara with a rebound.
That's a great defensive possession, Dan.
Yeah.
Tell you what, played great. Great rotation out of that double by the Eagles.
Lyles has picked up his scoring lately. May going to be called for a travel. At one point, Trent Lyles was under 20% from the three-point line. He is now shooting 25%, so he's gotten better. He had a game where he hadn't made a 3 in a while. He made 3 in a row in the same game, and then missed one, then made another one for 4 out of 5.
And you know what? And Coach Sherman can live with that because he does so many other things. One of their better defenders, you talked about his athleticism, rebounding. Well, he does a lot of positive things on that basketball floor.
He does, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Brown, step through, off the glass, no good. Alexander with a rebound, a little out of control. Brown going to be fouled by Jonathan Brown on the way to the hoop. That's his first personal foul, team foul number 5, I believe. No, they call it on McGrew, his first. Quick rundown of the scoring so far. Anthony Brown with 10 of his team's 14, and Caleb Jones McCurry with the other 4. For Central, May with 5, Brown with 5, Kamara with 4, and Cameron with 2. So a little more balanced scoring for Central as it's Brown and McCrary, the only ones who have scored for MidAmerica. Brady averages 17, and he hasn't scored. Trey Brown averages 13. He hasn't scored. Darnell Miller, who we haven't even seen yet, averages 10.8. And Alexander, who's in the game at 8.9.
You know, Charlie, we talked to the kind of the turnover bug here for the Eagles last couple minutes, and Dan talked about pace of play and careless in play, and certainly I think Coach Sherman called a timeout. I'm probably pretty sure he's talking about maybe getting organized in the half court and making sure that this possession in particular, they get out of it what they've gotten out of early in this basketball game, and good ball movement, get the shot they want, or the proper person shooting the basketball where they want to get that shot. So.
Yeah, I like to see the fact that they're not settling for threes or anything. They're taking the ball to the bucket, but, there may be some times where they're getting fouled, but, it's happening both ways, and the officials are kind of letting them play a little bit. They've got to adjust to that.
Central has made 44 more free throws than MidAmerica has, so they do get to the basket a little more often. Stats at the halftime of the women's game. Central's women were shooting 45% from the floor, and MidAmerica was shooting 31, and MidAmerica was winning. Turnovers and free throws hurt the women in the first half. They managed to pull out a 1-point win. This is Brady looking for a way to the hoop. Pull up, jumper on the way, no good. Lyles with the ball. Lyles has played a lot. He's got 32 turnovers on the season. May. McGrew going to get a pick from Kamara. Goes the other way because he's a lefty. Kamara don't shoot a 3. Tries to get to the hoop around McCrary and does so. Around Jones McCrary.
Nice move that time, man.
Absolutely.
Big bucket for the Eagles.
Hadn't scored in a while. They're up 4. Brady inside, taken away by McGrew. Ahead to Kamara. He will just kind of take it to the hoop and lay it up and in. 8 points for him in the game.
Again, triggered by their defense. Again, double teaming when they're trying to isolate Mid-Am is, and Central's doing a nice job with the double team and rotating out of it. Great defensive effort by the Eagles.
We'll say hi to Coach Sherman's mom and dad out in Colorado.
Mr. Sherman.
I always want to say hi to Coach Sherman out there and Mrs. Sherman.
Absolutely.
Dubuque.
I'm sure they're joining us tonight.
Long three, no good. Hits the rim twice. Going to be tipped and knocked out of bounds. They'll go to Central. I can't remember. Is it Dubuque, Colorado?
I think it's Dubuque.
There you go. See, I knew it was something.
I know they got snow. Maybe they don't.
We'll be able to say that tomorrow, I
guess
think.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to get hit
I
pretty
live
hard.
in Warrensburg, and I think they've already canceled school for tomorrow just on the fact that somebody said it was going to snow. So I'm okay with that. May. Brown's going to run it down. Kamara directing traffic. He wants the ball to be swung back around to his side. He had a shot in. He had it posted up inside and wanted that. McGrew. Spin.
Nice
There's
pass.
Kamara.
Nice pass.
Always around the basket looking.
You know, Dan, you're talking about not selling for threes and kind of look on this nice run by the Eagles after that timeout by Coach Sherman. Look where the shots are coming from.
Yeah, all in the paint.
Very impressive.
Alexander to the hoop. Doesn't get it to go. Brown tips it up and in.
Nice tip.
Oh, that was impressive.
He's got 12. He's got 12 of their 16. Lyles with a three over the backboard, no good. Caleb Jones-McCurry's got the other 4 points. They are 6 of 9 between them. The others are 0 of 9. Trey Brown, Brady, Jones-McCrary. Inside it goes to Brady. He likes to round the basket. He hasn't had any success there. Anthony Brown. Inside it goes Jones-McCrary underneath the basket. Nowhere to go. Gets it out. McGrew's going to come up with it. He's going to go right to the hoop. And there'll be a travel called. Nope, there'll be a foul called.
Yeah, it's a good drive that time.
Yeah.
Again, great defense, double team. It's like Mid-Am's trying to isolate 2 different players. Kind of got a little 3-out, 2-in offense. And, man, Central's doing a fantastic job when that ball goes to the post with their double teams and their rotations. And
yeah, the help side's where they're supposed to be on all those.
absolutely. Great assignment, sound assignment to basketball.
Brown, as that foul was on Trey Brown, his first. Jonathan Brown, he likes that shot. Kamara with it with Lopez on him. Underneath the basket, going to come back out if he can. May has it, 3 lined up, too hard. Lopez with a rebound. Brady at 6'7" on the floor. Lopez at 6'7" on the floor. Anthony Brown at 6'5" right there on the floor. Lopez dribbles it out of bounds and a turnover.
Another double team.
Great defense. Fantastic defense. You know, too, Dan, you remember this too in playing. You know, it's hard to get kids to want to defend.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, in today's game, everybody wants the ball in their hands and, you know, yo-yo and all that other good stuff, and that's what's so special. You made a comment in pregame about what Coach Sherman has with this basketball team on the defensive side, and these kids, they thrive on that, and you can really see it, man. It's so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Swulu trying to get the ball into him. It's on the floor. You'll see Big Tom go to the floor to find a basketball. Alexander. Lopez. Trey Brown. All the way across. That's Brown from the corner 3. He's got 15 in the game.
Found the right guy.
He's their offense right now. They like to run this little weave action from time to time. Anthony. Jumper no good. There's Swulu with a rebound. Gets it back to Anthony. Takes it to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Tips it again. Gets it back again. Loses a handle on it. Trey Brown comes out with it. Can't fault his effort there.
Absolutely
Shooter.
not.
Brown from outside finally misses one. McGrew with a rebound. 4:45 to go here in the half.
Inside
Swuli, he'll go into the left. There's the second offensive foul on him as they have that figured out.
I agree with Coach Sherman there. That was a flop. The first one, he threw a chicken wing to get him out of the way, but that time I believe that was a flop.
I agree.
And you can tell, I think Coach Fox mentioned it earlier, there's some game planning here when that ball goes into him. The scouting report is obvious.
Yep, so Kamara back in. I think he's only got one foul, and that's imperative for him.
I like the way they went to him, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, get the ball, play inside out, and hopefully they come back to him. I'm sure he'll probably sit the rest of this half, but, man, send it back in there in the second half.
Brown on Brown. Jonathan on Anthony. This is Trey Brown. Lopez. Alexander with a three, no good. Cameron will run it down and head it up the floor. Cameron going to back in on Trey Brown. Tries to pass it in. It'll be a kick. Earlier on, there was a publication that listed the top 100 players in small college basketball, and Tim Cameron was on the first 100 of that list. Then they were going to vote and pare it down, so I don't know if he made it any further than that, but he was on the top on the list of 100.
What an awesome honor. That's fantastic.
Another slip.
Is that travel?
As May kind of lost his footing a little bit.
Nice entry pass from the top of the key. That's
a
tough place to make it from, but he did a nice job.
Jake Alexander from the corner, three on the way and good, and turns around and says something to the bench. That's Drew Smith. I guess he was telling him who he was because that's his first points of the ball game.
And Mid-Am's doing a better job on that penetration, making that what they call hammer pass. And the backside's doing a great job spacing, making themselves available for that pass outside the three-point line. I've seen two of those here in the last couple minutes by MidAmerica.
Got the foul on 24 up on the board, but that's not possible. Brown, Jonathan Brown, an 86% free throw shooter. He had 18 points against BYU.
Good-looking stroke.
Streaky. He makes one, he'll make three. Not afraid to go to the hoop when it's not going well from the outside. He was their leading scorer last year, and he's their leading scorer this year so far. Cameron tips it out of bounds. Trey Brown wants a foul called.
Well, we got 3 minutes remaining in the first half, but this is a very low-scoring basketball game, you know, compared to the statistics and what we were kind of talking about, pregame. And credit defense and, unfortunately, some turnovers, I think, by both teams.
Yeah.
Drew Smith goes to the hoop, going to be fouled as he goes. Bonus. We'll see if he gets two or a 1-and-1. Trent Lyles back in. Must be 1-and-1 if they're letting him back in right now. Tim Cameron will leave. He's got two fouls. He's got a foul on a technical. Drew Smith, a 78% free throw shooter. May with a rebound. Lyles to run things for a while. May going to go a little smaller with Anthony on the floor. Loses a handle on it, turns it over. Drew Smith ahead of the pack. Brown blocks the shot. No foul called, and we go the other direction.
Great recovery by Brown.
Outstanding.
May with a three, hits the back of the rim, goes after the ball, gets it right back. Anthony going to run it back out and set it back up with 2:12 to go. Lyles gets his man in the air. That's Trey Brown, and then gets him to come down on him for a foul. That's team foul number 5. No free throws yet.
So Gotcha. So the shot clock on a play like that, there was only 4 minutes remaining.
4 seconds.
But on a foul, 4 seconds, I'm sorry, but it goes back to 20.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And if they shoot a shot and it hits the rim and they get the offensive rebound, it goes to 20 instead of 30 because they've already had possession of the ball. So, and if they kick it, it goes to 14 or something. There's all kinds of different things. The guy over on the scorer's table just goes crazy over there with them trying to tell him it's 20, it's 15, it's 9.
You know, I bring that up because there's a big push for the shot clock in high schools in the state of Missouri. Nationally, there are some states that have adopted it, and a lot of high school coaches, I think it's kind of maybe weighted more towards those that would like to have it versus not, certainly to kind of get kids more acclimated to the college game and what have you. And I bring that up. That's just one other thing that the operator of the shot clock is going to have to learn at the high school level.
I don't have a problem with it. What I would really like to see is put in the running clock in the third quarter when you're down 50.
Yeah.
I did a basketball game the other night, and as soon as Anthony hits the shot,
big bucket.
Good stroke.
It was 93-27.
I do
was the final score. And I was looking for the shot clock early. The JV game was even worse. The JV game was 89-6.
I'm laughing with you, Charlie.
Oh, I got people. Do I have a monologue? Do I have 2 hours of commentary to make? Trey Brown with a long three, no good. And there's Kamara with another rebound.
Strong.
He's got 5. Jonathan Brown.
What's the big point in this basketball game?
Yeah.
Central on a 7-8-0 run here. Minute left to go.
And what we see from Central every once in a while settling for the three is what MidAmerica's been doing here lately. There's Brady inside banking it up and in. I think that's his first points of the ball game.
Yeah, guy averaging 17 points a game.
17, he's got 2.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a problem with the scoreboard clock.
It's 29-24.
Brown with another jumper and good. I tell you, it comes in bunches.
Well, that was good execution. Now the screen right there, great screen by May. Brown wide open, caught that in rhythm.
Coach Sherman was looking for a little push off there.
Yeah, he was. He didn't get it. Now he can play for the last shot, as there's only about a 1.5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
You know, Coach Sherman played defense back in the day, but trust me, that wasn't his forte.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy that could shoot it.
Yeah, shoot it and
Man, he had an unbelievable stroke.
speed to get up and down the floor.
And it runs in his family. Right there sitting next to him, Matthew, the same.
Lyles runs it down with 2. Shot clock violation. Now put a second and something back up on the clock. Coach Sherman not happy they didn't get a shot. And they're going to have a chat about it. There was about a 1.5 seconds difference. And now we're going to go search the monitor for a while to come up with 1 second, 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds.
Anybody come up and ask you, Charlie?
No, they're not going to come ask me. They did ask me during
too long a walk?
Well, that too. During a women's game not long ago, Central woman made the bad. Leah Johnson made a shot right at the buzzer. They didn't have it down there. They asked me if I had it up here. I had it up here, and she made it. They didn't come up and look, but they counted the basket. But I had the replay of it up here for that one. Yeah. They're not supposed to ask media for help.
Got a break. What number game is this for you so far this year?
For
you have
Central?
any idea? Well, Central, and then I know you do some high school stuff as well.
I would say basketball-wise, this is probably 47 or 48 for me.
That's unreal.
Charlie,
I'm at 28 for these guys.
While we got a break, I want to thank you for all the effort you put into bringing these games to Central's fans, families, parents. We all enjoy the coverage you bring night in and night out. There's a lot of games we can't get to, and it's whenever I get a chance, I tune you in to catch up on how the Eagles are doing.
Then do you talk to your TV set about, that's not what happened? Why is he saying that?
Charlie,
Who
you're
is
always
that
spot
guy?
on.
That's not right.
I'll even take it one step further. I follow the Eagles on the road, and I know you only do home games, and almost like every heart has a broadcast crew.
Correct.
that's greatly appreciated. But the job you do and the coverage and how you basically, share what you see, the feedback is fantastic. And so I couldn't agree more with Dan.
Well, this is, for those of you that don't know, this is my 7th year of being a broadcaster. So I'm learning. And there's going to be a steal. That should be at the end of the half without that shot counting. It was tipped and should have run out sooner than that, but that would have been interesting to
that was a long
look at.
Yeah, a long 2 seconds, wasn't it?
It certainly was a long 2 seconds, and it almost ended up being a three-pointer. So 31-24 is the halftime score. We'll see if the dance team or anybody's going to come out. We can run over the stats, and we can let David and Danny talk for a minute, and I'll run stats up, and we'll get those on the screen. If you guys want to talk about the first half, your time here at Central, things you remember. Danny, I know you don't like talking about it. How many points did you score here?
Charlie, I do not have an answer for that. I cannot recall.
2,400 and something, was it not?
I was going to say more than anybody else.
Yeah,
how's that for an answer?
I will tell you a story that you may not have ever heard. You were playing your senior year at MidAmerica, and you were guarding their center, and they stopped the game in the second half because he had just broken their school scoring record. I was in the stands, and a MidAmerica fan turned around and said, "Hey, that number 44 for you guys is really good, isn't he?" And I said, "Yeah, he's our all-time leading scorer." And they said, "Well, our guy just broke our record at 1,600. I said, "Well, our guy's got 2,200. And he goes, "Damn, let's give him the ball. Why are we giving it to our guy?"
Charlie, I had a lot of great assist guys around me, and I'm sitting next to one of them tonight.
Well, there's another one. You know what? That's great, but there's another one that coached the girls' game tonight, Mike Davis.
Absolutely.
And, so many. But, everything we did back in the day revolved around number 44. And not only was he a great scorer, shooter, he was just a great athlete, rebounder, passed the ball, just a fantastic teammate, and
I think
best player I've ever played with.
I think
sure.
we were at Jewel. You were playing at Jewel one night, and their crowd was all hyped up, and Danny gets the opening tip and then runs down the floor and gets a dunk to start the game, and the student section went,
Yeah.
It went from, and nothing flat. So you guys talk a little bit. We'll get stats going over here.
Sure.
Let's talk about your brothers that played here at Central, and I'll start with Doug Whithelm, who happens to live in the same vicinity, Jeff City area that I do, and has son Carter that plays at Blair Oaks High School, and I see Doug every now and then. Great player in his own right. He has some other brothers that played here, and kind of give us an update. Tell us where everybody is.
Well, you got to play with one of my older brothers, Dwayne, for a couple of years, and Dwayne's a retired school administrator living in Lebanon, Missouri. Still doing some teaching at graduate courses at Southwest Baptist, and enjoying retirement, or what retirement is for him now. But we get to see him quite often. I got another brother, Daryl, who went to Central as well. He played baseball and even played a little basketball while he was here. He lives in Columbia and only lives a few blocks away, so I get to see he and his family quite frequently. And I even had a sister. There's 5 of us went to school here at Central.
That's amazing.
And she's doing well, she and her husband, in Louisville, Kentucky. So, we've got a lot of family history here at Central. This is a special place for me, and being in Puckett Fieldhouse, it kind of brings those chills every time I come in here.
Absolutely,
the goosebumps come back. So.
And there's aside from the fact, and your mom and dad, and of course you grew up in Brunswick, and great family ties, and there was a guy named Coach Ken Ash that kind of started this whole process with the Whithelm family, and certainly you and I, and very fortunately, both being in Columbia, at least working in Columbia, get a chance to spend some time and with Coach. And Coach is doing great, and it's always fun to reminisce old times. And he just had another one of his teams, I believe the 1983 team, that very fortunately was inducted to the Hall of Fame. And tell us a little bit about Coach Ash and what he's meant to not only you but your family.
A very special guy. My brother was here 2 years before I arrived, and, probably the primary reason I came to Central was because of him and what he had to say about the university, and not just the basketball program, but the university as a whole. And it was Central Methodist College back then. Coach Ash couldn't have asked for a better coach, better support from an individual. I had the privilege, even after playing for him for 4 years here, he left Central at that time and went to Pittsburgh State University, and I had the privilege of getting to work with him out there for 4 years as a assistant basketball coach. And what I learned from him, not only on the court but off the court, has helped me throughout my life. And so, we all have that person that you look up to and that you think back influenced you in such a positive way, and he was one of those guys for sure. Maybe the most influential.
Now you just look at. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and I'm sure you've had the same privilege.
Absolutely.
You got to work with him at the Missouri State Show Me games.
Yeah, he's totally blessed, no doubt. And it's amazing. Look at the people that played. I graduated in '83 and you in '84. That we're still connected to today. We mentioned Mike Davis, Jimmy Ross, and so many guys, Ron Mills, and so many guys that we played with back there, and I know there are many, many more. But there's one that, before we kick it back to Charlie, that's the head coach at Central Methodist, Jeff Sherman.
Yes.
We were so fortunate, the three of us lived together off campus a long time ago.
Yes.
And just had, I'm not so sure, maybe not, if not the best year, certainly while I was in college, but in my life. And I think look at the relationships we still have.
Yes. And
the importance of a place like Central Methodist.
Yeah.
You could have gone someplace else. You could have gone, Danny, good lands. You could have gone anywhere, and certainly I could have, being from Columbia, gone to Missouri, what have you. You wouldn't have those relationships.
No.
And Coach had so much to do with that, and it's just special times.
Absolutely. And whether it's true or not, whether I could have gone somewhere else, I have had zero regrets about my decision to attend Central Methodist and play basketball here. I've had people ask me that before, and I said, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Never.
Yep.
I mean, and primarily is just what you said, those relationships that we developed. And Coach Sherman, we probably can't discuss a lot of our year that we lived together.
We won't.
And Charlie's.
You can. It's the internet. We're okay.
Charlie was around. He may bring it up.
Charlie's smiling. I think he was witness to some of it. But Coach Sherman what he's meant to this university as well. And you were talking about his ability on the court. Coach Fox, I never played on a floor with a faster athlete in my life, or quicker. I mean, those are two different things, but he was the fastest and the quickest.
Yep.
From one end of the floor to the other. I have a horrible memory of my career and things that happened here, but there was a play I saw happen once in a game where he intercepted a pass on the defensive end of the floor, and instead of dribbling to the other end, he lobbed the pass out across half court with a guy right beside him.
Remember that. Yep.
And it was just like, I'm going to beat you to that ball. There's no sense in me taking a bunch of dribbles to get to it.
Yep.
He ran it down and scored before that guy ever left his, position on the court. He was an exceptional athlete. And such a shame he, had the knee injury that he did.
Horrific knee injury.
Yeah.
And, I think, you said, his dad, Alan, I think is listening, was his high school coach. And so a lot of credit goes back to him. And
well, to Danny's point, I'm not sure that Jeff Sherman didn't own the Colorado State high school track record for the 100-meter dash when he was in high school.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And if I'm not mistaken, he also, and this is just, you're talking about a great athlete, I think he also placed in the shot put. Yeah. So, I mean, you're just talking about an athlete.
So was he throwing it, or was he just running it out there real quick
actually,
and dropping it?
I think he threw it up, and then no, I'm just joking, but super talented, and I'll come back to Dr. Drake and the things that have happened here on campus. And you and I, had a chance to go eat at Emmett's, but prior to the broadcast tonight, we just talked about so many positive things that are happening, not only on this campus, but the effect they've had on this community.
Well, and you saw the side of the square that's not there anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And just how unique it is. And we're both in a position. Certainly, I am, and my wife's in education, and she's got some kids that have come up here. And boy, what a great place to get an education. And I can't speak for everybody, but hey, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for guys like Dan Woodhelm and Ken Ash, to be honest with you. And fortunately, the sport of basketball and being in a small school environment, just amazing.
Yeah. I did an interview with Rachel Moore, who's the SID here, for an article that she's going to do at some point in time. And her question was, what brought you here? And I said, well, Braxton Rethwich is what brought me here.
Yeah.
but I was definitely afraid of being lost in school.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to Mizzou and be in a class with 200 students because I was going to have to go ask the teacher some questions. And if I had to schedule every time I had a question to ask, I might as well just been on the schedule every day because I'm going to be there. And here it was 16 to 1 or less student to teacher ratio. So that's one of the reasons I came to school here is because I knew I could get an education that wasn't going to tax me. It wasn't going to stress me out trying to get grades because I was going to be able to get help.
Yeah. Well, and David mentioned Dr. Drake. Roger Drake has done some tremendous things since he's been here, not just the physical structure of the campus, but all the athletic programs are achieving at such high levels. I'm always impressed when you see the women's program, all the sports there, the men's, and the new programs we've added. There weren't even sports when we were here. It's very impressive, the influence he's had on, and there's a whole lot more to things than the athletic programs, but it's the things I notice and closer to, and it's just impressive, the influence he's had there.
Yeah, he's done a lot. He's put pressure on some of the coaches to deliver a little bit more than what they had in the past, and he's willing to do whatever. He will talk to me, and he'll ask me, what do you need to have a better broadcast? What can we do to help you? Well, I've got an intern sitting over here now. That's one of the things I told him that would help. We'll get a little help up here. And
Jay.
And he asked me, how can we make football better? And I said, well, we need wireless headsets for our camera people. We can't talk to our camera people because they're so far away. We can text them, but we can't actually talk to them. Well, what does that run? And I told him. He said, well, we'll get one of those ordered for you. How many you need? How many headsets do you need? What exactly is it? So that's all fine and dandy. Let's look at halftime stats here real quick. They'll pop up on your screen over there. So you'll see that MidAmerica is shooting 33%, 33.3. They're 9 of 27 from the field. Central 13 of 25 for 52%. Another one of those that you look at and say Central should be winning by a lot. Well, they're up 7. That's pretty good. Free throws 4 of 7 for MidAmerica, 2 of 2 for Central, so not much going on there. Three-pointers, 2 of 10 for MidAmerica for 20%, 3 of 7 for Central. And then the rebounding total, Central winning that 20-12. And offensive rebound, Central, they both got 4, so not much going on there. Turnover-wise, Central's got 12 turnovers to 8 for MidAmerica, and that's part of the reason why it's only a 7-point game. Points in the paint, you don't see it there, but it's 18-12 in favor of Central. And bench points, 3 points for each side. So those are your halftime stats.
Dan, when I look at this, it's pretty simple. Coach Sherman probably at halftime, 12 turnovers. First thing he addressed, you talked about in the broadcast, some of them were just careless, unforced, maybe playing a little quick, settling for that. I think the one thing to be positive is 20 rebounds. I mean, he's on pace for a 40-rebound game. Charlie, you referenced in pregame how Central has really dominated so many teams in this conference from a rebounding standpoint.
Bigger teams.
And that's huge, and I think one reason, Central's up 7, but that turnover count for Central Methodist certainly is something that I guarantee Coach Sherman and his staff talked about at halftime.
Oh, I agree. And as bad as that looks, I think a lot of Centrals were unforced errors. Mid-Am's was due to the defensive pressure I think that Central put on them. So if we can duplicate, get them to create, or have 8 turnovers in the second half, 16 for the game, I like Central's chances there if they can turn them over that many. No,
great. And the other thing, last thing, Charlie, is where Central scored. You talked about points in the paint, 18-12. Man, that's something when you get into deep in this second half. If you're still able to score, get to the rim, attack at the basket, fouls are going to be called. And certainly I think that plays in Central's favor, and hopefully that'll be something that we'll be talking about as this game continues.
The only issue Central has had during ball games this year is they go on a drought. Yes. They go about 3 or 4 minutes without scoring, and their lead goes away, or if they're tied, they're behind, and they got to dig their way out. So they've got to be careful to continue to get good shots. They're shooting 52% from the floor. Mm-hmm. You would think they would be doing pretty well, and they are. They got 31 points.
How many threes did they shoot in the first half total?
How many threes did Central shoot?
Uh-huh.
They shot 7.
Again, you look at most of their shots came inside that three-point line, which, That's one of the ways you can take care of that drought.
They were
continue. And there was actually a time when Mid-Am had that 5-0 run. How did Central kind of regain that lead and put themselves where they are right now? And I think it's where they scored and where they got the basketball.
Yeah, if you take out the three-point shooting, Central is 10 of 18 from the floor.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Give you a quick rundown on the scoring in this. For MidAmerica, Anthony Brown with 15, Caleb Jones-McCrary with 4, Drew Smith with 3, Cameron Brady with 2. Nobody else scored for MidAmerica. Jonathan Brown for Central with 11, Fody Kamara with 10, Isaiah May 5, Marcus Anthony 3, Tim Cameron 2, and Jaden McGrew, Trent Lyles, and Thomas Suulu played but did not score. So it looks like it will be Central basketball to start the second half of play. I always have to be careful. They're the only ones playing halves anymore. Everybody else plays quarters. And we're into the last week and a half of high school basketball, and then the playoffs, district playoffs start there before too long. You're actually coming to my town for a couple of games, aren't you?
I will. I'll be in Warrensburg, Missouri here in the next couple of weeks.
You covering Jeff City and Capital City?
And Helias. And all three. Yes, sir. It's a great time of the year. Just all the way around, all levels. High school, collegiately. It's just a lot of fun. A lot on the line.
They talk about Boonville's in the what I call the division of the District of Death.
Yeah, I just got those seeds today, by the way. I just saw that. And did you get those?
Yeah, I saw them. I knew where Central's women were going to end, or Boonville's women were going to end up. I didn't think their boys would end up at the bottom of the pile, but they did. They're 6th in their 6-team district. There's Cameron with a 3. Back iron no good. Lyle's going to run it down. And there's a kick. And it's good. Or it was off to the right. No score for MidAmerica on the field goal attempt.
20 seconds into this second half. Central's already got an offensive rebound. You got to like that.
May with it to Kamara. Kamara better not shoot a 3. He's 0 for 8 on the season. That's not his game plan. Tucks it to the hoop. Left hand protects, scores.
He's so good around the basket, isn't he, Dan?
Yeah, nice use of the left hand.
Man, just great balance.
Very smooth.
Yes.
He's got 12. When they did their senior night last year, he was in it because he was a senior last year, and then he decided to come back.
Great decision by
Yeah,
him.
for Central.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's the biggest player they have on the floor most of the time at 6'6". And he's got 3 players out on the floor 6'7" or bigger against him, and he's winning the rebound battle. He's got 5. Nobody on MidAmerica's got more than 3. Man, that is just smooth from Caleb Jones-McCrary.
I'm a little surprised they're not going to him a little bit more. I've seen him have some position on the block several times tonight. And
well, it's hard when Anthony Brown's filling it up he's got 18.
True.
Kind of hard to get a shot.
All triggered by an offensive rebound. You always talk about offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities. There's an example of it.
Anthony Brown 6 of 11 from the floor, so it's not like he shot 18 times to get his 18 points. Jonathan Brown, corner Cameron, wants to go baseline, spin, off the glass and good.
Nice move, strong move.
Very nice spin.
4 points in the game for him. Trey Brown.
I like the pressure Cameron applies out at half court or even before then. Kind of takes him out of the rhythm a little bit, I think.
Absolutely.
Brady with a free throw line jumper.
I think about college, too, is a shot clock.
Right.
You take it out of the rhythm and the timing of things as well. That's a great point.
I hope Brady doesn't get it going because he looks like he's got a pretty good stroke.
Well, what's he averaging, 17?
That's correct.
He's got 4.
We talked about things, both teams kind of below their season averages. We're starting out the second half. A little more offensive explosion here.
Trent Lyles, Kamara just misses going for a steal, and there's Brady with a dunk. Both sides got rejuvenated at halftime as they come out flying in this second half. It was 31-24. Kamara underneath. kick it back out. Cameron with a 3 in the air, halfway down.
Oh, outstanding effort.
Cameron gets the rebound. There's Kamara putting it up and in.
Tim Cameron, second half, making a difference.
From Norcross, Georgia is Tim Cameron, senior. Brady now is filling it up. He's got 8. I think he only had 2 at the half.
This team from Kansas City got some confidence at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a discussion about something. 5-point lead. Cameron, Brown, Lyles, Jonathan Brown, Kamara. Tries to get it out to Lyles. Does. Underneath Cameron. Back to Lyles. 3 lined up. In and out, no good. Brady with a rebound. Kamara may have knocked him down. Gets away with it. Trey Brown with it on the other end. Anthony Brown. Shot blocked by Isaiah May on Jones McCrary. Cameron misses the tip in. Hard to keep up. Into the corner. 3 from there, no good. Brown loses the handle on it. Highlight view coming again.
Well, getting some great transition opportunities. Unfortunately, for the Eagles, just can't finish. Having a hard time putting the ball in the basket.
Brown, deep 3, hits it.
Big bucket.
Huge.
Like I say, he had 18 against BYU. Jones McCrary, jump ball. It'll go MidAmerica's way. I think this is about as subdued as I've seen Coach Lamar in a long time.
Long way to go.
He hasn't stomped or anything yet. Since this is last year, why didn't we should have got him a rocking chair or something, a going away gift. He's been here. Maybe we can name something for him. I'm going to tell you guys something that I really would like to see is there's a steal by May. I would love to see something on this floor named after Doc Lujan. I'd like to see something on this campus named after Jim and Libby Lujan.
Agreed.
I've said that, and I've not really gotten much of a response from folks, but Doc Lujan had an impact on so many people at this school, and I'd like to see him get some recognition while he's still here to enjoy it, because I think he's 91.
Yeah, that's a great comments, Charlie, and well spoken.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. You'd have 2 supporters here, I'm sure.
No doubt.
I don't know what you do because this is going to be Jeff Sherman floor at some point. Isaiah May, and the lead grows in a timeout.
Central came out. Game got kind of up and down here the last possession. Getting some stops on the defensive end and lighting it up from the 3-point line.
Central has outscored MidAmerica 17-10 in this second half to go along with their 7-point lead at halftime.
Yeah, they did a nice job offensively matching Brady, who came out extremely hot for Mid-Am. You know, you could kind of tell by his stroke in the first half, it wasn't going for him, but I'm hoping this isn't one of those guys that finds it before this game's over.
You know, you look at their stats, you know, and you look at how many points they're scoring and their percentages and what have you, and you're exactly right. Hard to keep a good player down for a long period of time, and you know he's going to get his, and he's kind of started to. But, man, I tell you what, Mr. Brown for these Eagles, 2 contested threes, shot him with confidence. It kind of led to a third one. Nice little run here.
Here's a couple of numbers for you to chew on a little bit. Anthony Brown is shooting 58.2% from the floor.
Wow.
Cameron Brady shooting 55.3% from the floor.
Wow.
Those are 2 good ball players.
That's
it kind of makes you wonder how they're 15 and 12 overall. Well, they've got size, they've got shooters, they've got athleticism. The Heart's tough, though. In and out, it's a tough conference. There's a lot of good teams, especially in the South where these guys are.
Well, Coach Fox and I have talked this. You know, Coach Sherman's lineup this year, I've been to, a number of games, and it's never the same lineup because of the COVID situation that was occurring and injuries that occurred. So
Yeah.
It's hard to get that continuity going, but I really like where his team's at right now.
Well, you want to be playing at full strength in your best basketball right now of the season,
Yeah.
and both these teams certainly playing for what's online tonight are doing just that.
Yeah.
Trey Brown, long three, no good. Cameron will run it down.
Looks like we got a set here from Central. Coach is trying to look for something specific. Let's see what he's going after.
Looking like they're going to, I thought they're going inside to Kamara. They do. Against Lopez. Back out, May. Not
Nice.
afraid to drive to the hoop.
Oh,
Dunk misses it as it hits the rim and flies out. My producer had his finger on the replay button, but he was waiting to hit that and get that one up on the screen. Brady underneath, his second dunk of the ball game. He's athletic at 6'7". Cameron, don't be in a big hurry. Wiles has a big on him, which means there's a mismatch somewhere, and that's Kamara as he spins away underneath the basket, up and in.
Very nice move.
that's a good place to go.
Yep.
Use the basket as a shield to keep from getting a shot block. Brown misses a three-pointer. Anthony Brown with a miss. Kamara back to Cameron. Wants to drive. Does a lot of stutter stepping and didn't go anywhere. There were some players around here at Central in the past like that did a lot of foot movement and never got anywhere.
That time, I think Tim Cameron realized he had a mismatch on him, so in the flow of the offense, Central came back to this side of the floor and tried to isolate Tim, get him the basketball. Unfortunately, it was kicked out of bounds by Mid-Am. Like the ISO there.
Brady goes over the top of Cameron to get the rebound. Cameron wants a foul on Brady, or on Cameron wants. They want a foul on Cameron, and they get it eventually. Brady wanted it from pulling his jersey.
Is that his third, Charlie? Is that right?
It's his third.
It's a big foul here.
Well, he's 2 personal fouls and a technical, so he's got 3. They've got others to run the offense. They're not as explosive offensively as Tim Cameron is. All the switching now has bigs on littles and littles on bigs, and there's a little with a rebound. That would be Trent Lyles. Brown's just going to follow Lopez down the lane. May, square it up, in stride.
Nice. You said in stride, caught it in rhythm. It's a good find that time by Brown. Gave it up to the open
11.
May.
And May with a foul. That's his second as he fouls Brady trying to go to the basket underneath. Oh, here, do that again. You can hit it again. Yeah, do that. And then play the replay you just did in just a second. Into Lopez. Charlie Bronikowski in the game, harassing Lopez. Back out Brown, Brown, Trey Brown, top of the key. Drew Smith.
Nice defense, Trey Lyles there that time.
Yeah.
There's a bump, no foul. Basket good.
He's got springs, doesn't he? Man, he's a nice-looking player.
Quick off the floor.
Oh, he is.
20. He's got more than half their points. Under normal circumstances, that's not very good when one player has half your points. Cameron, too much French pastry. And Brown, not used to passing the ball because he scores, throws it away. McGrew in. Cameron comes out. Jake Alexander. And Brady will check out. He takes his time coming off the court. McGrew. May. Bronikowski, Lyles, and Brown. Lyles, Brown was ready to square and shoot. May just hit one from there. That one's no good, and Trey Brown with a rebound. And a foul. What replay did you have of that? Mays 3. Go ahead and fire it up. We're shooting a free throw. First one good. Okay. Yeah. Second free throw rattles around and in. There's the three from Isaiah May. 53-40, 11:09 to go. Bronikowski with a tip.
Great contribution off the bench here.
And he's trying. He went to school at Boonville.
Yeah.
He's trying to learn the game. He's got a problem. His problem, he's not quite big enough to be a post inside defender, and he's not quick enough to be a perimeter guy. So he comes in and just tries to hold his ground underneath the basket. He's in between. He's just not quite big enough. But there's nobody on the floor like Tom Sawulu that's going to push him underneath the basket. It looks like Central may be in a zone.
Yeah, they are. Maybe the first time tonight.
Second time on the year, maybe.
Bronikowski, a true freshman. Is that correct?
That is correct. He's one of the
only
only freshmen on their varsity. Corner jumper on the way, no good.
This way. Ooh.
And they're going to call it on Brown. They were going to call it on Brown one way or the other, as Anthony Brown was underneath of Jonathan Brown. That's Jonathan Brown's first, so he's fine. Brady back in.
Played 10 minutes of basketball, guys, and MidAmerica has not committed a foul.
Yeah, 6 for the Eagles. A little disparity there. I'm sure Coach Sherman will point that out soon to one of the officials going by. Trey Brown, no good. Bronikowski blocks out, gets the board.
Could almost had one there.
Yep.
Lyles cut off by Trey Brown on the baseline. Going to bring it back out like he does.
Working a little shot clock here. I like it.
Halfway through this second half, Jaden McGrew. Block, and there's your first foul. Might be a shooting foul. Jake Alexander.
Media timeouts in NAIA?
They have media timeouts, and you'll probably see one now. I don't know why they give them so many timeouts, but they do that. And the media timeouts. So with that, I'll do this real quickly. Want to thank our corporate partners for their continued support of CMU Athletics, MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, Missouri Pacific Lumber, Howard County Electric, and Commercial Trust Company. Was 31-24 at the half. We've almost got those numbers doubled, and we've got the 9:55 to go as it's 55-40. 20 points for Anthony Brown, 10 points for Cameron Brady, 17 for Brown, 16 for Kamara, and 11 for May.
Charlie Central started the second half well.
They did. They had
Added
31.
to the lead. Yep.
They had 31 at the half, so they've already scored 24 points.
I like this also. Continue to defend. They've only given up 16 here in the second half.
Been able to stretch their lead out, make it a little more comfortable.
Continue to defend well, with the exception of the gentleman that's got half of their points that you mentioned a little while ago.
Yeah. Between Brown and Brady, they've got 3/4 of their points. They've got 30 between them of their 40.
You know, at this level, I agree with you. You made a comment earlier. Boy, that's hard. I mean, you've got to have some other scoring. And looking at Jeff and Central Methodist got pretty good balance tonight.
Got 3 players in double figures
absolutely.
already.
Yep.
We'll be back here Saturday when Mo Valley rolls into town. The women have one of their 4 losses, one of their 2 games that they actually lost, not forfeits. Was to Mo Valley. So they'll be looking for some revenge there, and then the men will try and finish off the season on a high note as well. It wouldn't make any difference if both teams were 0-16 and there was 0-17 in the conference. It would be a spirited game anyway. They don't care for each other too much. McGrew misses the first free throw.
Charlie, did you ever play or visit the old original gym at Mo Valley?
Did not.
The one that we played in?
I could tell you have fond memories of a great facility.
Fond memories of a not-so-great game also.
Brown to the hoop, lays it up and in. I will tell you that years ago, I was at Kemper Junior College as an athletic director for a couple of years there. And we had kids from New Jersey at Kemper. And they asked about Missouri Valley. They had a brochure from Missouri Valley that was in black and white, their buildings. And I'm guessing they didn't have color film at the time they took the pictures of those buildings. They said, we went and visited. That campus is nothing like that picture.
It's called marketing.
Yeah.
Tom Pfeiffer with you at Kemper at that time?
Tom Pfeiffer was not there. He had already left.
All right. Gotcha.
McGrew, bump, no good. May with a rebound. Gets his shot blocked. It'll go out of bounds.
I mentioned that, Charlie, because I believe Tom is the athletic director at Missouri Valley.
He is the athletic director of Missouri Valley.
I maybe heard that this is his last year. He may be also retiring. Had you heard that?
I had not heard that, but
maybe rumor mill.
I know there are a lot of athletic directors who are burnt out from this COVID stuff. Of having to schedule and reschedule. And look at that pass into Kamara.
Gronikowski checked out of the game, but he had a really nice stint there while he was in there. That last possession, he had a ball tipped out on an offensive rebound to keep the play alive.
You know, Dan, nights like tonight, it gives Coach Sherman to put him back in the game, you know, maybe in a critical time a little bit later where maybe he wouldn't normally do that. So I agree.
Tipped and goes out of bounds. And he builds off of the last game that he played here. He got to play about 8 minutes or so and contributed 7 points off the bench plus a couple of rebounds. So
outstanding.
That's good to see.
Again, he's trying to learn the college game.
Yeah.
I'm going to look because Suwulu and some of the others, I think, are redshirt freshmen. He's actually a freshman. McGrew, he wants to spin and go back left. Brown just wants to go to the hoop.
He can do that as long as I'm here.
Yeah, pretty tough to stop.
He's not afraid to go in there and take a shot. He's got quickness. You talk about Coach Sherman had quickness and speed. I played slow pitch softball with him. Don't be on base in front of him. He's running up your back, telling you to get going, go a little faster.
He told me he hit only nothing but home runs.
He may have stretched that just a little bit.
There wasn't much athletically that Jeff Sherman could not do successfully.
We had his player.
Great
tennis player.
Oh, man, he's a great tennis player. Yes.
We had a couple of people on that slow pitch team that could hit home runs. Steve Lujan being one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Moorhead from here in town.
Yeah.
He could hit home runs.
Good old days.
The only thing I saw Sherman not succeed at was in the water. He was not the best swimmer.
Well, there's probably not a lot of lakes in Colorado to go swimming in the spring or fall. So.
I don't recall if he was a good dancer either, a great dancer. I don't recall if he was kind of more of a sway guy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't ever critique anybody's dance moves.
Well, I'll tell you, if he listens to the broadcast when he's rewatching the game, so he's going to get to hear this. So you'll get an email or a text message on him telling you that he was, in fact, a good dancer.
Well, I know he had the music. I know that.
McGrew, Kamara, spin, out. Cameron doesn't want to shoot the three, takes it to the hoop, underneath. Can't get it to go, can't get a foul. Jones-McCrary with a rebound. It's a 14-point lead. Can't get away from that with 6:40 to go. Brady from the corner. He's got 14 now.
He's had a great second half. Shot the ball extremely well. Again, one of the veterans from this Mid-Am team that you would expect big game like this to perform as he has here in the second half.
Yep.
And speaking of Boonville, Luke Green, senior guard for them, has committed to Central for next year. He's a 6-foot guard that's a pretty accurate three-point shooter and not afraid to go to the hoop. His dad played a year here, Big Joe Green.
Okay. Head coach at Boonville High School's former great friend on my staff at Jeff City High School, Mark Anderson, doing a great job.
Doing a fine job with that. He did a game with me on the did a Prepcast high school game. Did the Boonville girls game with me on a game the other night. Provided color for me.
Fantastic. I know he did a great job, Mark's.
He did, because he's done that before. He said he used to do it for Crush Radio up at Moberly on a regular basis.
He was at Moberly for a while, you bet. Yeah.
Charlie, if the Shermans are listening out in Quebec and watching, there's some awful cute great-grandkids down lower level here. Matt Sherman's two little ones and his wife, Stacia.
Yeah, we always try and make a point to show it the son, grandson, great-grandchildren running around out there. So
it's one of the best parts of the night, end of the game.
Always.
Yep.
So it's down to 11 with 6.5 to go. Cameron, McGrew, Kamara, Anthony, and Brown on the floor. Trey Brown, Anthony Brown, Brady. And the shot clock didn't start, so we're going to start all over again.
Another important possession here.
Yes.
Momentum's kind of slipping a little bit.
And we've had this over 10 or above 10 for a couple of minutes here. Six and a half remaining this game. You want to keep it that 10-point.
Isn't that
10-point differential is kind of the.
Isn't that the first threshold that a coach talks about? Let's get it back to single digits.
Yep.
First things first. Brown now with Trey Brown on him. He may just try and take him to the hoop with some size advantage.
They've either gone to a zone or they're doing a bunch of switching.
Yeah, they're switching all over the place.
Yeah.
McGrew. Anthony with the three lined up. Hits it. Marcus Anthony.
Boy.
There's your answer, Dan.
Big shot.
Credit McGrew that time. Really broke the defense down. You talked about the switching. Central stayed patient. Got a little mismatch. Good penetration and dish back for Anthony.
Anthony, a 22.6% three-point shooter.
That was a big bucket.
Trey Brown. Try to get it inside to Brady. Tipped away. It'll stay on the MidAmerica end of the floor.
Back to that zone this possession, Dan. Central had a pretty good possession earlier in this half, playing some zone.
Yeah. It forced them to take the shot clock down to 4 there with good movement on their zone defense.
Coach Sherman turned around and was looking for somebody. He couldn't find where Isaiah May was. He was on the bench, getting him back in the ball game with 4 on the shot clock. No basket. Anthony can jump as well. Goes up and gets that rebound. MidAmerica bench yells, hey. They didn't get a foul call that they wanted. Brooks Langwer into the ball game from Harrisonville, Missouri. May, Brown. Seems to me that you just run till you got the matchup that you wanted. If they're going to switch all the time, that you keep running that till you got who you wanted on who you wanted.
A lot of times versus switching D's, you'll redirect. Get in there.
Didn't hit the rim, so a shot clock violation. In the women's game tonight, they were doing a lot of switching, and Coach Davis is going to have to work on that. They weren't sure whether they were switching or they weren't, and several times the MidAmerica basketball player on the women's side got a layup because nobody guard 2 on 1 and nobody on the other one. They're going to jump out and challenge Anthony Brown 25 feet from the basket. He was 6 of 11. He's 8 of 14 now. And there's a block shot. Cameron with it.
Nice.
Avoids everybody. Brown around.
Nice
little roll. Like I say, he likes his left hand. He's right-handed, but he likes the left.
He gets downhill with the best of them, Charlie. I tell you, he is so impressive, so strong.
He's got 21. Kamara's just shoving Jones McCrary almost out of bounds.
Brown's kind of reminds me, Dan, of Hank Grayson. His size and just how strong he is.
Yeah.
Hank was a great player here back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Great teammate.
He's still, anytime something gets put on Facebook, he makes a comment.
Hank does?
Yes, he
awesome.
Does.
Yeah.
He'll
great
say,
player.
awesome, great job, good game, watched it.
Well, he's a great player and a better person.
I agree 100%.
First free throw good. It's a 15-point lead. That's Caleb Jones-McCrary. He's got 6 in the game. Second one's no good. Goes off Brody. Brady out of bounds. He can't save it. Jake Alexander back in, and we'll get another break into play. Coach Sherman calls a timeout and wants a full one. I look up. He's still got 4 more up on the scoreboard after this, so can't take him to Saturday's game with him, so he'll probably use him up here.
Charlie, a lot of students here tonight. I know school's in session. It's good to see.
Yeah, they pushed the date back 1 week to give everybody 1 more week of recuperation before they came back. So they played a couple of games here, and the only people here were townspeople and the foreign students who didn't get their flights changed to come back a week later.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty quiet. Jim Ross was checking the attendance numbers when he was here, and he goes, they only had 111 at a game? And I said, no students, all townsfolk. Oh, well, I guess that would explain it. Yeah, that explains it. Been fortunate to get some of you guys to come back and help and share your stories and your time at Central. I think it's important for others to know.
I sure hope that, we appreciate it, that other folks will follow suit, Charlie, and this is great.
Coach Davis had a couple that he was trying to get to come back and do it, but the days just don't seem to line up very well.
Yeah.
I had Jim Ross set up to do a game last year. He got snowed out. Had him set up this year, and we got 7 inches of snow 2 days beforehand. So it looked like he was going to get snowed out again. But he was able to make it and do
fantastic.
both ball games.
Jim does a great job, does some broadcasting up in the Louisiana, Hannibal area.
Yes,
Palmyra, is that correct?
That's
Ellsbury?
Correct. Yep.
Does a great job. Jim Ross was a great high school basketball official.
Yeah, he made
a long time ago.
He gave us some direction as to where the officials are
there
supposed to be looking while they're calling the game and not calling. He'd say, that's not his call.
And that's one of the unique things. Another former teammate, Ron Mills, also was a great high school basketball official. And so giving back to the game, that's awesome.
Good. Ron Mills might have the best hair I've seen.
Still does.
I know he still does. I'm so envious.
Yeah.
Another guy that's doing fantastic in Troy, Missouri.
Kamara has his shot blocked by Brady, but he's going to go back at it, but he steps out of bounds on the way there.
It's a nice block by Brady. Mm-hmm. He's a good-looking player.
He is a senior out of Salt Lake City, Utah.
A 1-2-2 this possession, a little change in the front of the zone.
Yeah, it was 1-3-3 earlier. There is Anthony Brown with a miss. Jonathan Brown with a rebound.
I love the fact they're only getting one opportunity. We are taking care of the boards.
If I look and see, we have out-rebounded them 39-21.
That's unreal. It's fantastic.
That's a huge advantage.
Cameron dribbles it off his foot. Stuck with it. Now he gets it back.
We're just watching Coach Sherman. Dan and I, knowing Jeff.
Cameron misses, but he goes and gets his own rebound. The shooter knows where it's going.
That's the second time tonight he's fouled his shot like that.
Yeah.
Trey Brown almost travels. Alexander with a 3 on the way, no good. Brown with a rebound, back to Alexander. Anthony Brown to the basket, no go. Jonathan Brown with a rebound, not afraid. Mugged on the way there by Jake Alexander.
That was a good outlet. It was a good outlet because it went to Mr. Thomas Brown. Because we knew when he was going to get it, what was going to happen, and that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, you get it in his hands, good things are going to happen a lot.
He's got a gear that nobody else has out there.
Not on this floor tonight. You are so right. I'm glad he's in green and white.
And he's a sophomore.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We need to get him to recruit a couple more London, England ball players.
I tell you, I know Tom Swulu hadn't had many minutes tonight, but I've seen some games this year where he was a huge contributor.
Yeah, he's had double-doubles, and he is a force when he's on the floor. But like I say, a lot of the teams are going smaller, and he just doesn't have a chance to play because it's not a good matchup. Yeah. But when they want to put a big on the floor, like when Baker comes here and they put their bigs, they have 2 bigs. When they put the 2 bigs, one of them on the floor, Sewulu will hold his own with anybody. Yeah. And Baker has the player with the best college name I may have ever heard. Kobe Buffalo Meat. He's part Indian. His last name is Buffalo Meat.
Okay. I thought there was going to be something.
There's not a joke. No, that's it.
Wow.
I always have fun with Buffalo Meat in the lane, Buffalo Meat's down.
Charlie, I listened to that broadcast, and we were getting ready to start counting how many times you said buffalo meat.
It is one of my favorites. And the Kobe part, because Kobe is a form of meat, and there he is, Kobe Buffalo Meat all the way around.
And I'm guessing he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's 6'8" and probably 255, 260.
Can he play?
Yeah, a little bit. He was
awesome.
he was an offensive lineman at a college in Illinois, and then transferred back over into here because he wasn't getting to play football. Now he's a basketball player at Baker.
Yeah. I want to say something real quick about, Big Tom and maybe not playing normally. I agree with Danny. Watching him play prior to Christmas was a huge factor, impact player. Just talks about the versatility of what Coach Sherman has. And, he's got a much smaller lineup, still playing relatively up-tempo. The most important thing, they've given up 50 to a team averaging 80. Granted, we have 2:30 remaining in this game.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to get 30 in the next 2 minutes.
No, but they're still able to defend. It comes back to just coaching kids that like to play defense, which, man, that is just so awesome.
No good, tipped up and in.
One of the few second chance opportunities they've had tonight. Nice tip in.
Caleb Jones-McCrary. They have 7 second chance points in the game, does MidAmerica. Kamara knows that time is his friend right now with a 15-point lead. Coach Sherman still pointing to the floor of where somebody's in the wrong spot. There's Kamara with a rebound.
Let's burn some clock here.
Yep.
Because MidAmerica's got a long way to go for free throws. They only have 2 team fouls. As there's 3. As Anthony Brown turns around and says, "I'm fouling, and will you call it?"
I thought you meant 3 on the same play.
His 3rd foul. That's all right. Get the ball back to Brown and let him foul again. I'd like to see Anthony Brown out of the game. And there's Trey Brown. So we've got Brown's fouled, and that's up to 4. They still got 3 more before the free throws are shot. Here's McGrew. Trey Brown. Now it's Brady's turn as they're taking turns fouling, so nobody gets into too much foul trouble. Trent Lyles, who is an 80-something% free throw shooter, gets ready to come back into the ball game.
So, Charlie, regardless of Saturday's outcome, Central will be the number 2 seed in the South. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct.
Should get home court advantage
for 2 games.
And more importantly, if what you said pregame, if Jeff thinks this win today might get them a bid,
I think it will.
That is
because
awesome.
The next team to them is Benedictine at 9-8, and even if they end up with the same record as Central's got the tiebreaker that they beat Benedictine twice.
What a great night.
We're not going to get much. They don't have many timeouts left. They've adjusted the timeouts. Sherman had up on the board, had 5 left, and Lamar had 1. Now Sherman shared 2 of his with Rocky, so they have 3 each now.
Is that the parting gift from Coach Sherman?
That's professional courtesy. Brown, 24 points in the ball game. Scored over 30 for his high for the year. 25. As he is 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Brady looked away from it, almost lost it. Underneath it goes to Jones-McCrary. Blocked by May.
Jump ball.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll take that.
I'm good with that. 17-point advantage, and Coach Lamar, not wanting to take any of those home with him, is going to use a timeout. Didn't see if it was one of Coach Sherman's timeouts that he allotted to him or something else. So Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you both here with us tonight.
Thank you, Charlie.
You, David, Sherman's going to be on the phone with you. He's going to want you at all the games. You're going to have to go on the road with him wherever because every time you show up, they win. So,
You know what? Jeff doesn't need any help. Jeff is and his staff, Mark Mueller, certainly Matt, Sherman, got it going. I know went through a little struggle. Certainly Dan talked about COVID and some different things I think what affected them. But, this is the time of year you want to be connecting and making your best out of what you got. And this basketball team is doing just that. Certainly has tonight.
I think Coach Sherman has got his rotation figured out now of who's playing when and how to get some players rest. And there's a foul on Brooks Langreyer. He goes out after the foul. May at the free throw line. Be his first free throws of the evening. He is a 64% free throw shooter. His family, he's listed from Belleville, Illinois. His family says they're actually outside Belleville, but it's easier to say that than where they're actually from. So they're at most of the games and had a chance to talk to them. They're enjoying watching Isaiah play here.
He's had a good night tonight.
He sure has.
He's in double figures. He's got 13. Brown trying to add to his numbers. He's got 24. But seeing as how he had about 18 early in the second half, they've done a nice job of shutting him down. McGrew, Kamara, May, going to pull it back out. You got enough points to win. Get it to Brown. He's the 85% free throw shooter. If they want to foul anybody, it'll be him. They're not going to foul, and he's going to run it down. And he wants Kamara to just get out of the way. Loses the handle. McGrew's going to have to shoot it. There's a shot clock violation, but there have been worse things than that. You ran 30 seconds off, and you guys still have a 17-point lead.
Brown's had an outstanding game with 25 points, but it's I wouldn't say they've come easy, but he hadn't forced anything. It's all within the offense and good effort, sprinting out on the break.
And his teammates know
a variety of different ways he scored.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
and his teammates know that, and that's the other great thing about this basketball team. So, what a win.
So for all you folks over in London who have stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning to watch this, Kamara's just going to dribble it out. I was doing a sectional basketball game last year, and this was happening, and with about a second to go, the player handed the ball to the official, and he called traveling on her with 1 second left in the game. I thought, well, he's on referee until the end. So 71-54, the final score. Quick look at scoring. Jonathan Brown, 25. Fody Kamara with 18. 13 for Isaiah May. 6 Marcus Anthony. Tim Cameron with 4 points, but did a lot more than that. 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Trent Lyles, 2. Charlie Bronikowski, 2. For MidAmerica, Anthony Brown with 24. Cameron Brady with 15. Caleb Jones-McCrary with 8. Drew Smith with 3. Trey Brown with 2. Brooks Langreyer with 2. And that is the scoring. It was 31-24 at the half. So 40-30, Central outscores MidAmerica in the second half of play. I wish we turn the camera and get the young Sherman on it. If our cameraman's trying, tell him to put it on the midcourt right there. The young boy that was running across the court, tell him to turn back to putting the camera on the eagle at midcourt. That way we'll get him. Put it on the eagle. Just turn. That's fine. Right there's fine. We just want to make sure we get that. I want to thank Danny Whithelm again. He was reluctant to do this, doesn't think this is his forte in life. He's been proven wrong. It's the first time he's been wrong in a long time, but you did just fine. You did exactly what anybody else what we would want you to do. David Fox does this on a regular basis, probably does more games than I do.
Well, Charlie, thanks for the opportunity. This was a real pleasure being up here with you and Coach Fox tonight, and Q as well. Had a great time, and the best thing about it, the Eagles come out with a win here, and that's what we needed to pull out of tonight.
Yeah. So the Eagles go to 20-9 on the season, 11-7 in the conference. MidAmerica goes to 15-13, 10-8 in the conference, so they'll drop down a spot. Central will move up a little bit. So that will kind of wrap it up from here. Saturday, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock doubleheader with Missouri Valley in town. And then maybe by then we'll get an idea of when the Central women and the men will play in the conference tournament. I doubt it, but we just keep an eye on news from Central Methodist, and they'll put it up on the website as they do with the rankings of the team. The women are 13th in the nation right now. So and their win tonight won't hurt that in the least. Their 2 COVID losses really bothers Coach Davis that they're counting that against the women. Because if they didn't have those 2 COVID losses, he would be tied with Clark for the best record in the conference.
I know I wouldn't want to play
home court all the way through.
I wouldn't want to play Mike Davis right now. I know that.
No.
Well,
So,
I know since those 2 COVID losses, the players have had a chip on their shoulders of thinking they've been gotten the short end of the deal here. So they've played hard all year long. After the COVID, after they had the 2 forfeits, they played 3 games with 7 girls, including 1 game without their top 3 scorers. And they scored 74 in the game and won.
Wow.
Without their top 3 scorers.
It's impressive.
So, yeah, it's the next person up mentality. Somebody else step up and make the play. And that's what he's got, and that's what Coach Sherman's got now. If something happens that somebody's not on or Tim Cameron gets in foul trouble, he's got Jaden McGrew to come in and run the show. He's got Trent Lyles, Marcus Anthony coming off of there. He's got Big Tom Sawulu to come in and eat some minutes inside and slow things down if it's a control game going to the hoop. And they're attacking the basket. They've got him in there to do that. So they can go big, they can go little, they can mix it up. But the thing about the men, they defend. And the women do too. Wow. The women are only giving up 60 points a game.
Charlie, 2 outstanding coaches in charge of both of those teams. And thanks so much, and so excited. We'll be back up, I'm sure, as spectators here, and
you're welcome.
Postseason play, and
you're welcome.
Go
anytime.
Eagles!
I'll carry extra headsets, and you're welcome anytime.
Thanks again.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now that way we get to there he goes across, so the Shermans can see as Coach Laurie is after one of Matt's boys. So this is Charlie Brown for Danny Whithelm, David Fox, Jay-Sean Northington. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll be back here on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Women's game against Missouri Valley. Men right after that. Come